Howdy folks, Craigster Senior Hot Nuts Diecast. Going to go ahead and do the Matchbox Superfast versus Hot Wheels Classics. This is how they'll line up on the Matchbox side. Good looking fleet of Matchboxes there. And then over here on the Hot Wheels side, they're all metal on metal castings. These will match up. A lot of Spectre Flame paint on these. Once again, some beautiful specimens. I appreciate each and every one of you participating, picking a car, and just decide your ride. Hot Wheels versus Matchbox. And we'll give them a spin and find out who goes into lane one. We'll take them to the top. Hang out with old Craigster, would you? Okay, up here in the first matchup in the Nissan Z, weighing in at 34.5 grams, we have Richard Janikowski. And over in lane 2 in the 57 Chevy Bel Air, weighing in at 38.3 grams, we have Grateful Sam. Let's see how they roll. Sound good. Nissan will take that. Swap these. And by the way, these cars are all fresh out of the speed shop, and the track temperature is right at 81 degrees. On the beat, laid down by that Nissan of 1.493. See if the Chevy can do it. Oh, closer race, I think, but yeah, Z took him. He'll be moving on. Alright, next up in the blocks over there in lane 1 in that Dodge Viper GT SR, weighing in at 37.8 grams, we have Kitterman Speed Shop and Fubar Model Yard. And then over here in the Corvette, 05 C6 Corvette, we have Northern Roads Racing. That thing weighing in at 40.2 grams. Let's see it. Viper's wide. Yep, he might be scrubbing off a little bit of speed. That took out. Yeah, there is like zero wiggle room. I mean, there is some, so it's not completely rubbing the track, but boy, is it close. All right, Corvette laying down that 1.503, time to beat. Ooh, much better time. A sub 1.5. He'll be moving on. Alright, next two on the track, we've got that 56 Ford with the F100 pickup truck weighing in at 48.2 grams, being driven by Bugwood Diecast Racing, Scoobers, Dennis Taylor, and GNR Vintage Diecast Racing. And in lane 2, we've got that Volkswagen Microbus. That weighing in at 39.3 grams, being piloted by Bavarian Diecast Racing, D20 Diecaster, and Lobotomy Scan. So it'll be a good one. Ooh, that is a good race, VW. Squeaking by him there. Let's take him back to the top, swap lanes. Okay, we swapped lanes, time to beat at 1.499. Laid down by the VW. Ooh, 499. Did he beat him? Nope. Truck won that one, but not by enough. VW will be moving on. Alright, we got the next two up here. Over there in lane 1 in that 71 Chevelle convertible, weighing in at 34.3 grams. Hammerhead Diecast Racing and Joe Saldivar. And over here in lane 2 in that SVT Lightning, Ford Lightning pickup, 46.2 grams, we've got Chase Family Diecast Racing. I know a lot of people aren't real fans of these wheels, and I gotta admit they look good on some castings and others they don't. Kind of a little blingy to them, but they're cool. But for these purposes, I don't care what they look like as long as they're fast. Don't have those ridges on the side, so I'm good with that. See what we got. Ooh. Alrighty. Lightning taking that one. Alright, man, that lightning was so fast I just about missed it there. I'm yapping. 1.500 laid down by the Ford pickup truck. And he'll take that one as well with a 9.5, and lightning will be moving on. Alrighty then, next up, in that Chrysler PT Cruiser convertible, we've got Mama Bombshell over there in lane 1. Thing weighing in at 40.2 grams. And in the Mini Cooper, we've got NZ Racing and Rat Sack. That Mini Cooper weighing in at 24.5. Let's see what they got. Ooh, PT Cruiser cruising off the track. Swap lanes. Okay, that PT Cruiser surprisingly quicker than the Mini Cooper with a 1.5, 1.3. See what they'll do. PT Cruiser will be moving on. Alright, here are a couple of my favorite ones out of this particular group of cars. Over there in lane 1, got yours truly driving that 98 Camaro SS convertible, weighing in at 38.7 grams. And over here in the 70 El Camino, we have Edwin Hernandez and Doc Kaysen. That car weighing in at 43.5. Chevy versus Chevy. And El Camino taking that one. Good race though. Look at that. Best race so far. Alright, time to beat a 1.495 laid down by that El Camino. And he'll take this one with a 9.2. Both bested their times though. Might have to put that Camaro aside for later. Yeah, okay, now this ought to be a pretty interesting matchup. I've been looking forward to this 69 Camaro Z28. That thing being driven by Rabid Badger, DXP Diecast Racing, and Juan V, winning at 38.6 grams. And over here in that Lincoln Navigator, that thing weighing in at 45.4 grams. We got Dog Squab Racing, Elevation Diecast Racing, Mystic Archives, DiecastRacers.com, and Boggs Family Racing. Let's see what they'll do. Ooh, the Camaro getting him. And another good close race though. Look at that. Track's running pretty consistent too. Real happy with the way it's running. Cars sound good. And ooh, the Navigator with an 8.9. Would you look at that? Alright, next up, over there in lane 1, we've got that 70 Plymouth Cuda being driven by a Steel City Mafia, weighing in at 36.9 grams. And in the 76 Corvette, we have Four Haas Racing, weighing in at 31.6 grams. See what they'll do. Cuda getting out on him and then. Okay, time to beat 1.516 laid down by that Cuda. And gapping him. Cuda moving on. Alright, getting right into round 2 action in that Nissan Z. Over there in lane 1, we've got Richard Janikowski. And over in lane 2, in the 05 Corvette C6, we've got Northern Roads Racing. Let's see if he's going to be moving on. Corvette taking that one. Good times. 9.2. Alright, Corvette running a pretty strong time at 1.492. Take this one as well with a 9.4 and move on. Alright, next 2 up here in round 2. Back up in that Volkswagen microbus. That's Bavarian Diecast Racing, D20 Diecaster, and Lobotomy Scan. And over in lane 2, in the SVT Lightning, Ford Lightning, is Chase Family Racing. We'll be moving on. Oh, good race. Lightning taking that one. The 9-1. We'll swap them. Alright, that Lightning laying down a 1.4, 9-1. It's gonna be tough. And not gonna do it. And you get an identical time. That's great. Consistency, I love it. Lightning moving on. Okay, next up in round 2, we've got over there in lane 1 in that Chrysler PT Cruiser Mama Bombshell. And then over here in the El Camino, we've got Edwin Hernandez and Doc Kaysen. Let's see who's going to be moving on. El Camino taking the first one. Really good time. All right, that El Camino time to beat a 1.4, 9-1. And he'll take this one as well with a 9-3. El Camino moving on. Okay, we're getting down to it here. This is the last 2 of round 2. So over there in that 70 Plymouth Cuda, we've got Steel City Mafia. And in the Lincoln Navigator Dog Squab Racing, Elevation Diecast Racing, Mystic Archives, DieCastRacers.com, and Boggs Family Racing. That's what they got. Navigator all the way. Swap them anyways. Alright, Navigator laying down a 1.492. Taking this one as well. 9-1, backing it up. Okay, over there in lane 1 in the SVT Lightning, we've got Chase Family Racing. And that 05 Corvette C6 in lane 2, Northern Roads Racing. Let's see which one's moving on. Good race. Oh, so good. 9-0, 9-0. 10,000 speed. We'll swap them. Okay, time to beat 1.490, laid down by both. Been seeing a few ties like that. Northern Roads had a couple in a row earlier. Good stuff. What's it gonna be? Corvette 9.0, consistent. Lightning with a 9.4. Corvette will be moving on. Wow. All right, over there in lane 1 in Lincoln Navigator Dog Squab Racing, Elevation Diecast Racing, Mystic Archives, DieCastRacers.com, and Boggs Family Racing. And then that El Camino, Edwin Hernandez and Doc Kaysen. So it'll be a good one. See it. El Camino with a 4.88. Fastest time of the night. Look at that. All right, and El Camino surprising me with that 1.488 time. Navigator needs to beat it. Does he beat an 8.8? Oh, so close with an 8.9. Woo! Good running. All right, so we're going to do quick the race for third. We've got the Navigator over there in lane 1 and the SVT Lightning in lane 2. Great race. All right, Lightning needs to beat a 1.490. And did he beat a 9.0? He did with an 8.7 to an 8.8. Now that's the fastest time of the night. That is crazy. All kind of craziness going on here tonight, some of these times, but anyways, this is your bracketed final. Over there in lane 1 on the El Camino, we've got Edwin Hernandez and Doc Kaysen. And over here in that C6 Corvette is Northern Roads Racing. Let's see what we got. And the El Camino with a 9.5. We'll swap them. Okay, 9.5 is the time to beat. El Camino will take that one. Ooh, wow, what a good race. Now 2 8.7s. that nutty or what? No, this is Hot Nuts Diecast Racing, so what do you expect? Alright, well, here we have the results. First place over there is El Camino. That one was being driven by Edwin Hernandez and Doc Kaysen. Congratulations, fellas. The 05 C6 Corvette, Northern Roads Racing, second place there. Third place in that SVT Lightning, Chase Family Diecast Racing. And in that Lincoln Navigator, we had Dog Squab Racing, Elevation Diecast Racing, Mystic Archives, DiecastRacers.com, Boggs Family Racing. So, that's how the bracket played out. There's a couple of other potentials I'm going to run that fourth place Navigator up against, just to see if there's anything left in the tank. These castings are so cool looking, why not do a little extra running of them, you know? See if this Camaro's got anything. Give him a run for his money, but not quite there. Let's give him another chance. Okay, well, we swapped lanes. 1.488 is going to be a tall order for the Camaro, but still work could be done to him. Not by any means give him any kind of full race setup treatment, but yeah, significant difference. And we'll give the old 69 Camaro here another chance. You love that casting. Navigator. A little too much. Alright, 69 Camaro needs to be the 1.490. Not gonna do it, so very good. Well, we're gonna move on to the heavy metal side next. Hang out a little longer, would you? All right, we're moving over to the heavy metal side of the bracket here in the Hot Wheels side. First up in that 70 Superbird, weighing in at 55.7 grams, being driven by Bavarian Diecast Racing and D20 Diecaster. Then over in lane 2, in the 70 Chevelle, weighing in at 58.5, we've got Four Haas Racing, Hammerhead Diecast Racing, DXP Diecast Racing, GNR Vintage Diecast Racing, and Joe Saldivar. So, a good one. See it. Ooh, Superbird taking that one. Swap them. There's nothing quite like the sound of metal on metal going down the track, too. Good and smooth. Superbird taking this one as well. We'll be moving on. Okay, next in the blocks here, we've got the 67 Camaro in lane 1, weighing in at 45.5 grams, being driven by Grateful Sam. And over in lane 2, you got yours truly in that 71 GTX, weighing in at 53.4 grams. See what they got. GTX getting out and staying out. 1.495. And just in case the Camaro missed a shift there or something, we'll go ahead and run them again. Look too good not to. And GTX confirming it with a 9.7. He'll be moving on. Okay, next pairing we have the 69 Corvette, weighing in at 49.9 grams, being driven by Bugwood Diecast Racing. And over there in the 68 Mustang in lane 2, weighing in at 47.9, we have Rabid Badger and Rat Sack. So who's going to take this one, Chevy or Ford? Oh, the Corvette taking it. 0.504. We'll swap. All right, Chevy's one up on Ford. 1.504. Time to beat. Corvette gapping in. Corvette moving on. You picked a fine time to leave me loose, wheel. Yeah, we got a little wheel problem on this one. A little wonky. Sorry about that for you fellas that picked this one. All right, here's another classic muscle matchup, man. We got this 65 Mustang weighing in at 49.7 grams, being driven by Northern Roads Racing and Doc Kaysen. And over there in lane 2, got that 65 GTO weighing in at 53.1 grams. Driven by Mama Bombshell. See it. Mustang clocking in with a 1.529. Alright, Mustang cracking down on 1.529. Time to beat. And he'll take this one as well, improving his time and moving on. Another couple of killer looking castings over here. Next up in the Shelby Cobra over there in lane 1, weighing in at 51.6 grams. We've got Fubar, Model Yard, and Chase Family Diecast Racing. And up there in the 68 Nova, lane 2, 56.8 grams. We've got Kitterman Speed Shop, Mystic Archives, DiecastRacers.com. Should be good. Let's see it. Oh, wow. The Nova. Something wrong with that Cobra. Let me take a look at that thing. Alright, well, the Nova was laying down a 1.499 over here in lane 2, and under closer inspection, the Cobra there, it took lube well, but unfortunately under load going down the track, the wheels are touching the body. Bottoming out. And scrub it off speed, obviously. Nova will be moving on. Alright, here's another pretty cool matchup over here in that 70 Dodge Dart weighing in at 49.5 grams. We have NZ Racing, Big Mike. And over here in the 67 GTO weighing in at 66.4, Scoobers, Boggs Family Racing, and Juan V. That'll be a good one. Let's see it. GTO taking this one. We'll go ahead and swap them. And some of these cars are a little wonky. They've been sitting around for almost 20 years, so got them lubed up the best I could and tried to fix any issues that I noticed or saw, but you just never know. GTO taking this one. Moving on. Okay, next up in the blocks, a couple of another really cool looking castings. Loving the paint jobs on these things. Over there in lane 1 in the 70 Mach 1 Mustang weighing in at 49 grams even, we have Richard Janikowski, Lobotomy Scam, and Steel City Mafia. And then over here in the 69 Firebird weighing in at 50.6 grams, lane 2 is Dog Squad Racing. Let's see what they'll do. Oh, Firebird. Okay, well, the Mach 1 looks like she's a little bit of a swimmer there, so time to beat a 1.511. Firebird will get this one as well and be moving on. Okay, getting down to the nitty-gritty here, the last two in round 1. On the Hot Wheels heavy metal side, over there in lane 1, that 69 GTO weighing in at 51.2 grams. Have Elevation Diecast Racing and Dennis Taylor. Over in that 67 Dodge Charger weighing in at 54.4 grams. Charging Charlie and Slamming Sammy. Let's see it. GTO getting it done. Alright, time to beat laid down. 1.509 by the GTO. GTO, almost gapping him. He'll be moving on. Okay, we're going to move right into round 2. First up, we have in the 71 GTX, yours truly, Gravester Sr. And in the 70 Superbird, we have Bavarian Diecast Racing and D20 Diecaster. See what we got. Superbird taking this one. Good time. Okay, Superbird, time to beat 1.511. 1.490 fit. GTX wants to move on. Not happening. Another good time. Superbird taking it. Coming up next, over here in the 65 Mustang, we have Northern Roads Racing and Doc Kaysen. And back over here in lane 2, that 69 Corvette, Bugwood Diecast Racing. Corvette getting out. Oh, they got into a scuffle. A little on-track skirmish. Probably why. And had some Thunder Road type tactics going on here. Time to beat a 1.501. Lay down by the vet. Corvette taking it again. Improving his time and moving on. Okay, getting right along with it. The 68 Nova, we got Kitterman Speed Shop, Mystic Archives, DiecastRacers.com over in lane 1 there. And in that 67 GTO, we got Scoobers, Boggs Family Racing, and Juan V. See what they got. Oh, look at that. Another great race. 10,000th beat for the 67 GTO. All right, 1.498. Time to beat. 10,000th beat there. Be nice to get a back-to-back. Already had a couple tonight. Back-to-back would be spectacular. 9-6 and 0. Okay, a little Pontiac on Pontiac crime here. Over there in lane 1, we got that 69 GTO driven by Elevation Diecast Racing and Dennis Taylor. And then over there in lane 2, the 69 Firebird, we have Dog Squad Racing. Let's see. Oh, good race. Looky there, 06 to an 08. We'll swap. Okay, 69 GTO laying down that 1.506. And he's going to do it again with an 08. He'll be moving on. All right, heading into round 3 here. We've got in lane 1 in the 69 Corvette, Bugwood Diecast Racing. And in that 70 Superbird in lane 2, Bavarian Diecast Racing and D20 Diecaster. Love that. Man, good times. Okay, Superbird needs to beat a 1.494 if he wants to move on. And will he do it with a, oh, he does it with a 9.0. Look at that. Superbird squoked him out. All right, gotta love those GTOs, man. Over in lane 1, the 69 GTO, Elevation Diecast Racing and Dennis Taylor piloting that one. And the 67 GTO over here in lane 2, Scoobers, Boggs Family Racing and Juan V. Go. Oh, good race. 4.97. We'll swap. All right, excellent racing here with these two GTOs. 1.497. Time to beat, laid down by that 67. And he'll take this one as well with a 9.6, besting his time and moving on. All right, well, we know who the finalists are, but for the race for third, I'm going to go ahead and check out here the 69 Corvette. Once again, was driven by Bugwood Diecast Racing. In the 69 GTO over here in lane 2, Elevation Diecast Racing and Dennis Taylor. Race for third. Good one. Oh, timer malfunction. Alright, I do apologize for not catching that timer malfunction. Every once in a while, if there's a power surge or anything like that, it'll tip that thing, and if I don't pick up on it, you have that. Let's try it again. And Corvette 0.503. Let's swap. Okay, we've swapped them. Let's see if the GTO has anything for that vet. Not today. 9-4. Alright, so it comes down to these two, the Hot Wheels Classics, heavy metal on metal castings. That's Superbird, 70 Superbird over there in lane 1, Bavarian Diecast Racing and D20 Diecaster. And that one weighing in at 55.7 grams. And the 67 GTO weighing in at 66.4 grams. Piloted by Scoobers, Boggs Family Racing, and Juan V. See who's gonna take it. Wow, good race. We'll swap them. All right, been a good race here. Time to beat a 1.492, laid down by the Superbird. And the Superbird will take it, besting his time. 9-1. Good job. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with the way the Hot Wheels side of the bracket worked out. So first place we have in that Superbird, Bavarian Diecast Racing, and D20 Diecaster. Coming in second in the 67 GTO, Scoobers, Boggs Family Racing, and Juan V. Officially in third was the 69 Corvette. That being driven by Bugwood Diecast Racing. And lastly, in fourth place, we had the 69 GTO Elevation Diecast Racing and Dennis Taylor. So there you have that. And I don't think that any of these other cars really had anything for that GTO. I might run the GNX and maybe the Chevelle. Mustang, Nova, those guys were all mediocre. So we'll see. Alright, we'll go ahead and just give these two a run here, the GTO versus the GNX. See if he's got anything for him. See there, the GNX. Running a pretty good time. And regardless of how this all works out, a lot of these cars here will be worth taking another look at. Just one preliminary pass of lube at the speed shop. So just for the demonstration of this race. Always can work with them and get them a little faster. But on the surface, pretty good. So there you have it, as they say on any given Sunday, but GNX should have probably been fourth, but no matter. We're gonna run him against the Chevelle, see what he's got. And now Chevelle didn't have anything for him. We'll give him one more shot. Chevelle's a beautiful casting, but not the fastest. 1.494 time to beat. Yeah, he's good again, and he's consistent. Okay, and this brings us now to the Matchbox versus Hot Wheels portion of the program. These will be your matchups. We already know how they squared off. Matchbox versus Matchbox and Hot Wheels versus Hot Wheels. Now we're going to put the fastest and second fastest, third fastest, fourth fastest, and fifth fastest in some grudge matches. Alright, the fifth place grudge match at the GTO, 69 GTO in lane 1, 69 Camaro in lane 2. Matchbox taking the first one. We'll swap them. Okay, we've swapped lanes. Matchbox Camaro laying down a 1.491. That'll be the time to beat. And he'll beat him again with a 9.5. That's Matchbox 1. Hot Wheels nothing. Okay, next matchup. Hot Wheels in lane 1, that 71 GNX. Lane 2, the SVT Lightning pickup truck. See it. GNX taking that one, 8.9 to a 9.0. Swap them. Okay, Swaparooski here, time to beat. 1.489 laid down by that GNX. And he takes it again, 9.5. That's It's Hot Wheels coming back. Now we're tying it 1-1. Alright, next Grudge match. We got the Hot Wheels 69 Corvette over there in lane 1. And the Lincoln Navigator in lane 2 for Matchbox. Let's see it. Navigator navigating his way around the Corvette with a 1.488. Woo! Alright, Navigator laying down a 1.488. Great time. And taking this one, look at that consistency. Matchbox now up 2-1. Okay, here's your next two contenders. These were the two second place cars representing Matchbox. Over there in lane 1, we've got that C6 Corvette. And in lane 2, the 67 GTO. Hot Wheels needs to catch up. And it looks like they're in luck with the 9-3 laid down by that GTO. One more time, we'll swap lanes. All right, Matchbox in the lead, 2 races to 1. Can the GTO tie it up? Time to beat a 1.493. Let's see it. And GTO laying down a 4.90 to a 9.2. Tying it up. Hot Wheels 2 races, Matchbox 2 races. Alright, well, it comes down to this. Representing Matchbox over there in lane 1 and the 70 El Camino. And then in Hot Wheels being represented by the 70 Superbird in lane 2. It's tied up 2 races apiece. This is the tiebreaker. Battle of the brands. And this Superbird swooping him out, swapping. Alright, time to beat a 1.494. Stay down by the Superbird. Oh, he did not beat a 9.4. He laid down a 9.5. Okay, so here are the results from the Grudge match. The 5th place race went to Matchbox. He beat out the GTO Hot Wheels. Then we had the GTX Plymouth beat out the Ford Lightning pickup truck. Then a Navigator beat out the Corvette Matchbox. And that GTO tied it up, beating out that Corvette. And taking it for Hot Wheels, the Superbird over the El Camino. So I hope you like that. That was a little something different. And I'm going to hold off on placing these cars in the case when I get this video edited and uploaded. I will do that at a later date. I'm running out of battery and space. Memory space. 4 ways in 1. Thanks for hanging out with old Craigster. Appreciate you participating in these Decide Your Rides. I'm having a lot of fun doing them for you. And leave me some comments below. Tell me what you think. And we'll catch up with you all real soon. Right now, Craigster Sr. checking out.